If you hate your job, if you're scared of losing your job, if you're worried about inflation, if you're worried about making more money, if you're worried about making enough to cover your expenses, or even just having more time and location freedom, then building your entrepreneurial skills and learning business is for you. I'm Dom. I'm an artist and herbalist turned entrepreneur, just trying to create a good life through business and health. And if that interests you, then hit that subscribe button. And I just want to talk about some of the reasons to build your entrepreneurial skills, some of the reasons to learn about business that, or I guess some of the benefits of learning about business. So, first, um, we all know that we're kind of going through a digital renaissance, right? So, it happened before COVID. Everyone started to move more online, but it really ramped up after COVID, right? So now everybody's business is online. Everybody has a web page. Everybody has a social media, right? So one of the first things that people do when they're looking for a business, when they're trying to buy something, is to look up someone's online persona, right? So that's one reason to definitely learn about business there. Building up your building up your digital presence could lead to you making a lot of money one day, and maybe sometime in the future it might be the thing that makes or breaks your business. There are so many businesses fading because they can't get customers, and one of the reasons they can't get customers is they're not online. Customers cannot find them. So that's another one. And then your skills and knowledge are more valuable than ever. That's what I believe. People are looking for people to solve their problems. And who can solve their problems? People who have the skills and the knowledge to solve those problems, right? If you can solve someone's problem that they don't have to solve for themselves, if you can do a task for them that they don't have to do, like marketing, like I don't know, lead generation, anything like that, then they'll be willing to pay you for it because it can either make them money, or save them time. And then also, a lot of us, myself included, feel like we don't have a lot of specialized knowledge or knowledge that we wouldn't consider specialized, but if it's something that someone can use to do something or to make their lives more convenient, to make their lives easier, less stressed out, there's a good chance that people will pay for it. You never really know, and you can't really know until you try. So the next reason, you will be able to control your time. If you have a business versus a W-2 job, you'll be able to control your time a lot better. You'll be able to plan your days a little bit more. Yeah, you'll be able to plan your days a little bit more. So, as opposed to you having to work from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, no matter what's happening, if you work for yourself, if you produce your own income, then you can decide when you work. You could work at 3 in the morning. You could work at 3 in the afternoon. You could take afternoons off. You could not work after 12. You could not work after breakfast. However, you want to do it. Now, of course, being in control of your time means that you will actually have to control your time. So you'll have to make sure that you, of course, get the things done that you need to get done, because you won't have anyone there necessarily micromanaging you. So you'll definitely need to be able to control your own time. But another great benefit is creative freedom, especially with creating content, especially if you use that to kind of bolster your business, you'll be able to explore your interests a lot more. You'll be able to explore what you're passionate about. And if you create a business that solves people's problems, um, or I'm sorry, if you have a problem, you can create a business that solves other people's problems, because odds are people are having that problem as well. So another great benefit is you'll be able to control your cash flow. So I can't really tell you all the odds and ends of how taxes work because I am not a tax advisor, but I do follow one on YouTube. His name is Jaspreet Singh. His YouTube page is Minority Mindset. He talks a lot about business and taxes and governments. And one of the things that I learned from him is that with businesses and taxes versus a W 2 employee and taxes work differently, right? So with a W 2 employee, your employee or your employer or the government is going to take out those taxes before you get your paycheck, right? But in business, when you're an entrepreneur, it's kind of reversed, right? So you do all of your things and you pay all of your expenditures and then you pay taxes. Now, again, don't quote me because I'm nobody's tax accountant or anything, but if I remember correctly, that's like a rough way of how it works. And then if you have a business, some of those expenditures you can write them off, which decreases the amount of taxes or taxable income that you'll have to pay. Check out Minority Mindset for more on taxes. He is hands down better at explaining that than I am. I'm going to link his page in the description, so check that out. Another great benefit is flexibility. So if you're working at a 9 to 5 job and you're an accountant or you're, I don't know, a data analyst or whatever, that's going to be your job. That's what you've been hired for. So you need to do that job. And if you can't do that job or don't want to do that job, then the business will more than likely find someone else who can and will do that job because that's what they need. They need somebody to do that job, right? But if you're an entrepreneur, if you have your own business, if you have a side venture, if you're building those entrepreneurial skills, it will come with a certain amount of flexibility. So you'll be able to pivot if, say, your side hustle is selling books. Maybe you, down the line, 6 months, a year down the line, you decide, okay, well, selling books is great, but I think I am moving on to a new opportunity. I see that people are really, I don't know, really digging mouses now, like keyboard or dual mouses, okay? Yeah. So now I want to switch to selling that. You can. But if you're a W 2 employee, you may not have that opportunity. You could apply for a different W 2 job. You could try to transfer departments, but it wouldn't be as easy of a pivot as if you were working in a business. And I say easy. I guess neither wouldn't be easy, but I believe you would have more flexibility in a business or having your own business because you would be deciding, you would be making the decisions instead of having to essentially follow along with somebody else's feelings. Another benefit is it's going to be hard either way, but the payoff can be a lot higher. And this is what I mean. So you could work in your W 2 job, right? And that could be hard, but it's going to pay off with your paycheck. You may get a little bit of recognition, you may get commission, you may get some kind of kickback, although honestly that doesn't happen for most people. Most people, you usually just get your paycheck, right? And as hard as that is, it just pays off to that extent mostly that you get your paycheck. You'll have some other kind of, well, you'll have some reward if your job is rewarding. If you're not doing it for just a paycheck, then you won't get much. Whereas the hardness of a bit of having a business, I feel like it would pay off in so many other ways. And this is just me personally how I feel about it. I think first off, it could pay off so much more in money. You could build that business up, you could build a team, you could essentially have that business functioning to where it doesn't necessarily need you. So you're still making profits off of that business, but you can have more of your freedom, right? I also think that it can be rewarding in other ways that are not monetary. So I think like having a business, a side hustle, entrepreneurial ventures, whatever, like it forces you to build these skills in order to make it work. It forces you to get better leadership skills, to get better money management skills, to get better planning and goal setting skills, to get better strategic skills, strategy building, scatter, whatever that is, whatever that phrase would be, where you would get better at strategy, get better at seeing what other people are doing and being able to move and adjust and pivot. That that can be so much more rewarding because I feel like that can give you the confidence to know that you're going to be okay no matter what. That it doesn't matter what these jobs are doing or what these governments are doing or what, all these people are doing, as long as, society is more or less intact, or I guess even if it's not intact. As an entrepreneur, as somebody who can provide valuable things to people, who can figure out value for people, I think you would be in a better position to be okay. And just like that, even if some crazy shit were to pop off, even if some society changing shit were to pop off, I think you would be much better off with entrepreneurial and business skills than you would be with W-2 skills. Because if society or the shit goes to shit, then your W-2 is it's out of here. It's gonna be shut down, and I know you're not gonna show up. And the girls aren't cutting you a check. And let's say something crazy like there's an EMT or there's, countrywide power outages or anything like that that could happen or whatever, cyber attacks, whatever the fuck, like your job may not be functioning. Your job may not even be able to get you a paycheck. But if you have those entrepreneurial skills, if you have some kind of business, if you're able to figure out value for people, you can be a potential benefit in this situation, and you can benefit from this situation if, say the power is out, but you are, I don't know, you have the skills of networking, right? So an electrician, and someone who knows how to, I don't know, make shit work, electrician, all the kind of things, put the things together, make the things work. You know that girl. So you can find her, you can, bargain with her to, get her to help you out. Maybe you're a gardener. I will give you these seeds, or I will give you all of these veggies, or all of these fruits, or whatever, if you come build XYZ for me, right? But you wouldn't necessarily be able to do that if you don't have those skills, if you don't have that knowledge. Another reason, another benefit, especially now in this time in 2024, benefit is it's not as expensive as you think. I feel like a lot of us, and definitely me when I started, I thought you had to have a bunch of money, you had to have, a team of people to build a business, but you don't. You really don't, especially in this day and age. If you are a little bit tech savvy, like you can you can mostly do it on your own. Like you can maybe hire a contractor or two, but you can mostly do it on your own, especially if you facilitate your things like with content. Like if the bulk of your business comes from YouTube, or the bulk of your business comes from social media, or the bulk of your business comes from your email list, it's definitely possible to run a business that makes you a decent amount of money as a one person. I mean, because we never really do anything alone. It all requires other people. But as a solo business, yeah. And then some of the things you can use are like Squarespace. You can use that to build a website, and you can also do e commerce through there. So people can buy things through there, and you can collect their emails, you can collect payments through there. So you don't have to go out and build some kind of digital infrastructure. You can just build a Squarespace site. And that could essentially be your business there. You could be a podcaster, and the I don't know, the description, you could have links, and that could be essentially your business there. Also, another benefit is it can be whatever you want. Like we mentioned a little bit earlier about you being able to pivot. When your interests change, you can change too. If you are podcasting about gardening and doing that on YouTube, and you decide to, okay, change it up, and now you want to, I don't know, make cat videos on Pinterest, you can do that too. Or if you have always just posted pictures on Instagram, you can make a change and create a podcast about, I don't know, growing a following on Instagram. Like it can be whatever you want. There are literally endless options to grow, which is the next benefit, that there are endless options to grow. I mean, we like to think that we're going to be one person for the rest of our lives. We're going to have one interest for the rest of our lives. We're just going to do one thing for the rest of our lives. But everything that's living is changing, and people are doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. I'm pretty sure you're doing the same thing. You aren't interested in the same stuff that you were interested in when you were 5, right? No, you're not interested in the same stuff that you were interested in, I don't know, 10 years ago, right? And you probably won't be interested in the exact same stuff in 10 years. So it's okay to grow. But if you don't have those skills to support that growth while also being able to maintain your lifestyle or maintain your income, that may be a recipe for a disaster. So that's definitely why you have to have those business and entrepreneurial skills so you can grow whichever way you want. Another one is resource optimization. So if you ever had a W 2 job, you have probably had a manager or had someone higher up who's like, "Oh, we should do it we should do this process this way," And you, as the person who may do that process, may have better opinions. Okay, well, it'd be easier if we did XYZ, it'd be, more efficient, more fluid. But companies may not be able to extend resources to that. They may not honestly even care. They might not honestly even know. They may not take that into consideration. But if you have your own business, if you have your own entrepreneurial kind of thing going on, you can use your resources to the best of your ability. You can use your time, your energy, your money to the best of your ability, as opposed to using it in a different way. I don't know. Not always as efficient way in a W 2, because let's be honest, there are definitely times where there's downtime. There's times where we could be doing something extra that we're not, or there are times where maybe the job is a little bit laxed or whatever. So I kind of feel like you'd be able to maximize your resources with a business, with entrepreneurial skills, ventures, all those good things. Then it can also, of course, get you more freedom and autonomy. Instead of having to sit at a desk from 9 to 5, you could work at a coffee shop. You could work at the kitchen table. You could work in Zimbabwe. You could work in Milan. You could, work anywhere if you set everything up to be that way. But there's more, again, freedom, autonomy, flexibility, all those good things. And then the last one, I believe it's going to prepare you even more for the economic changes. People are talking about depressions, they're talking about recessions, all of those things. And I feel like building up your business skills is going to be the best thing to protect you. And I mean, all kinds of different economic changes are happening, whether that's interest rates going up, whether that's layoffs going up, whether that's digital currencies on the rise, whether that's central bank digital currencies, um, the rise of technology and AI, all these different economic changes are happening. And I think, and at least for me, what I'm preparing to do is to get my skills in order, to build these skills as much and robustly as I can, because that's the only thing that's going to protect me. Like, let's be real. No government is coming to save me. No police force is coming to save me. Like, my parents aren't coming to save me. My friends, like nobody is going to come save me. Nobody is going to take care of me. So I have to be able to do that myself. And even a W 2, like even a 9 to 5 job, they may decide one day, okay, well, shit, I got to take care of me. I got to take care of the company, more so than I got to take care of you. So it's a chop and you got to go. Then what? If you don't have these skills to support yourself, to support a business, you're just going to be out here struggling. And god damn it, I don't I refuse. I no, I can't. I'm not. Actually, I'm sorry, I lied. There is one last one. There is one last one. If you are a person who wants to change the world, if you're a person who is a social justice warrior, if you are a person who wants to see good things happen, if you want to see equality in the world, if you want to see good people thriving, if you want to thrive, it's going to take money. Hands down. We can virtue signal all day. We can talk about how great people we are and how that should make the world go around. But the reality of the matter is that money is what's making the world go round. So if we want more good things to happen, then we need more good people with money using that money to make good things happen. And who else is doing that but entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs, but business owners, but content creators. There's like this content creator I was just watching not too long ago, Mr. Beast, and like tons of people have heard of Mr. Beast, but he donated some like insane amount of money to help people. And that's like what we need more of. If there are more entrepreneurs, if there are more content creators, I'm not saying everybody's going to be a Mr. Beast, but if there are people with more stable incomes who understood business and entrepreneurship and how it all worked, they could use that income to help make the world a better place, to actually change the world. Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take money. It's going to take good people making money and using that money to do good in the world. Because the other people, the opposition, the bad people, the people who are doing the bad things, they are using their money to do bad things, whether that's take away rights, whether that's slide in laws underneath bills and all these kinds of things. Like what all these things require money. They're happening because of money. They're facilitated by money. And the way that we can facilitate better things going in a better direction, is to make more money and using that to do more good. So yeah, that's it. I am going to turn this off. Check out the show notes. There's some extra fun things down there. Check them out. And stop by for the next one.